One thing I've realized is that you can't really speculate about what a K-pop song is going to be like based off of the title alone. I mean, in some cases, yeah, in some cases you can, but more often than not, I mean, I don't really have expectations ahead of. I didn't come into this in general with specific expectations, only very general things. But I'm curious about this song from Everglow after having heard first the track. I wanted to hear more of their sound, and I'm just curious as to what I'm going to hear from this song, Adios. So let's check out Everglow Adios.
Everglow. 안녕했단 말이 no no 날 대하는 이사뿐이니 no no 싸움파 아까웠지 yeah yeah 안 보이게 숨으라는 듯 그만 사라지는 듯 쎄쎄하니 어서 빨리 서둘러 yeah yeah 표면거린 거기까지 충분해 blah blah 왜냐면 아주 멀리 떠나줬으면 해 I just wanna let you know 내 두 눈에 띄지 않게 Goodbye, adios. Yeah. Goodbye, adios. Goodbye, adios. 그럼 난 더 원할 거 bang bang 웃음이 장난인 줄 알나 봐 원미로 해 난 나 to the I to the no 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 끝내볼까 이제 너랑 go 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 Love me, hate me 하루에 몇 번씩 crazy 이란 내가 라타타 나에 대한 건 누구도 뻥끗 안 해줬으면 해 I just wanna let you know 내 두 귀에 안 들리게 Goodbye, adios. Yeah. Goodbye, adios. Goodbye, adios.
Very, very interesting rhythms in this song. Another good solid mix, and it is busy. I would say it's slightly less busy than the first mix was, but the first section, the percussion is very syncopated. And the bass also felt quite syncopated as well. definitely triplet groups going on in different rhythms in the percussion, in the bass, in the vocal. Eventually, in the beginning, the percussion is very syncopated, but the vocal tends to come in on the beats, and it's a nice way of spreading that out. It's very fun. The dancing around the actual sort of beats and really implying them, sort of setting a place for the vocal parts to come in. It was actually very interesting. Also, the choice to the way they use the space on the sort of what would it be? I guess it is sort of a pre-chorus section. The goodbye, au revoir, adios. The certain parts have dropped out, and then the vocal gets very minimal, to where even the last time that the phrase is used, it is down to just a whisper. And then it comes in with really big full parts right after that. A lot of use of contrasting sounds between your sections here, like big contrast for sure. And it was a cool video, very cool feel. These set pieces were, if not a little bit darker, maybe a little more, well, no, I wouldn't say they were darker necessarily, but there were a lot of more like sort of natural color tones, sort of browns, and some of those desert looking set pieces. And then there's also one section in here where I noticed that the colors for I think the fan base, this sort of red, purple, pink type of color grouping there that they have, it gets implemented into the video in a certain section. And there's a part where it's on a sort of a screen type of sort of framed like screen, and she puts her hand to it, and when she lifts her hand, there's a print, and it's in a specific color. But if that is the fan base color, then it's one of the first times that I need to pay more attention to this, because I know that the groups will have representative colors, and this is across like all K-pop girl groups, at least the ones I've seen so far. When I look up a little bit more information about the groups, I start to learn that they have representative colors for, you'll have for the group, the fan base will have certain colors. Each member within the group will also have their own representative color. And so it has me wondering, if I go back now and I double check in certain videos, probably earlier on too, like the earlier productions, if you see a member, do they correlate between the representative color of the member and say the colors that they're using in the set design and the wardrobe and stuff, when that member's got up front, when they have, because they'll often show you one member in a setting while they're performing, and I'm just wondering if the color schemes tend to correlate across, and carry those representative concepts, the meanings behind the colors, into the actual video production. This is something I should have caught on to earlier, but I really hadn't been able to narrow it down. There's just so many groups and so many different, colors. And well, there's only so many colors, so you're going to end up with members from different groups that use the same representative color. So it's quite something to keep up with, but I am curious about that, and it's something I'm going to probably pay a little bit closer attention to. But I just thought that it was interesting if they're using the fan base representative colors in certain ways, say in the video, and the sort of regard or meaning that conveys towards the audience, towards the fan base audience. Kind of so like I was saying in the beginning, from the title I was thinking, okay, perhaps some sort of Latin inspired or informed type of arrangement or performance, but I didn't really get that feel at all. This is what I mean. Instead it's a theme of this idea of goodbyes, right? So if I could, as soon as I start to have an expectation, of course it's going to be subverted, which is very clever. I'm coming to expect that, and this right here, right? I'm pretty sure that this screen right here is, based off of the fan representative colors. So the interaction that's shown in the video, I'm just wondering if that's somewhere near the right interpretation as far as trying to demonstrate that sort of connection or regard, or at least the consideration for the fan base. But so instead of Latin inspired type of groove, it was sort of marchy, very much like a march, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, but a very interesting change-ups, very strong contrast between sections. I saw some of their very entertaining choreography. I like I like Everglow's choreography. I do. I think it's a highlight from what I've seen so far. Anyways, they are not afraid to move, man. They're not afraid to actually put the steps in. So it's cool. Okay, let's see. In the beginning, the heavy syncopation throughout the percussion sections, and it's very cool. It's a very cool feel.
Everglow.
Sort of hooky whistle intro here. Yeah, so I get like triplet feels all throughout most of the percussion. That very big bass is outlining, I think, at least the 1 and the 3. But I'm hearing the other percussive parts that might sit a little bit higher are coming in off maybe on 2 or 4, and they're using different rhythm groupings. And it's a very, very clever syncopation. It's actually really cool. Let's see, that part she's coming in more so on the upbeats, it feels like, but there's so much going on. Yeah, very, very, so many, it's the polyrhythms, you know, we got four, underlying four count that's going on, but there's triplet groups, there's these little, shuffle rhythms, like in the whistle, you know, da 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 da, almost, you know, like, sea shanty, almost old-timey European, you know, just totally different sort of rhythmic things that are going on here, but it fills out so well, so nicely. It's a good approach. It's very well done. It's very, very clever, very clever. And then full on. So we're not syncopated here, really, in the same, you know. This is right into the count, and then all this space gets expressed here by dropping all of that out. You have that one really big hit, that boom, right, and that sort of low end percussion or bass is going on there, and that just kind of reverberates out, and all we have is this very stripped down vocal phrase that's being repeated all the way down to the whisper, and then full on, like just four to the floor, just like big chorus chant coming in. We got synth horns, claps, this part is fun. This is my favorite part right here. Very smooth transition into this. And now the bass starts sliding around and doing very, very sort of wonky but interesting things here also. This whole sort of second verse section is really nice. It's really fun compared to, it's more, it's not leaning into the syncopation like it did in the beginning, in the first verse. Now it's sort of grabbing everything together and really sort of driving it, and confidently, like very much filling out that groove. And man, it's fun. I really like this second verse section of this song. Crazy effects. See, a lot of this is use of the colors, right? This I think so. I mean, if I'm interpreting this right, if I have the colors right, anyway. See, that's interesting to me. Yeah, big, massive sound here. I like their choreography, man. I like it. Ending on the whisper. But very, very strong use of contrast. And it's good to balance out when you have a fairly straightforward marchy sort of four on the floor type of groove that you have laid down. So creating space, filling it up, use of syncopation, then having, a very smooth section come in on the second verse. It really feels like everything's been, it felt broken up in the beginning, then it got driven through the sort of marchy chorus section, and then in the second verse it feels like they've sort of grabbed everything together and are now steering it in a particular direction, which in this case is away, the goodbye, the departure. It's like, okay, I've decided, so I'm gonna go now. Yeah, really interesting track compared to how busy and full the first song was. First, the song, not the first one I listened to, but it's also called First. I'm still just curious to see what else they have in store, because it's quite a spread between the first song that I heard and this one. Very different feels, very different grooves, very different rhythms, but very, very good, very solid. Of course, it's always a well executed performance, well arranged mix. A lot of emphasis on space in this one. So what a contrast between the two songs. The first is consistently busy and full throughout pretty much all of the song. And this song Adios, there's emphasis of space and very strong contrast also. It's super interesting, man. It's super interesting. Like I just want to hear what else is in store. Like what other kinds of arrangements and mixes is this group going to use? This is quite interesting. They're very good. Everglow is very, very good. I love the choreography. Oh man, it's just a new group, right? A new group. So I'm like, I only know so much, but everything that I've heard so far, I very much enjoy. Everything I've seen so far, I very much enjoy. It's group after group of some of the most talented and beautiful performers I've ever seen. It just never stops, does it? And I guess that's the best part too. So, okay, Everglow. Okay. It's getting fun. And I'm sure within the next couple of Everglow songs that I experience, I'll grow in familiarity with the group. And I just want to hear what else they have in store. It was very, very interesting. Very unique between the it's a composition and mix part, and then of course the vocal part is sort of vocal arrangement with who you actually have performing, and that's across the board through all the groups, of course. But every group does their own thing. Like every group is unique. Every group sounds different. Every group is trying to express something different, and it's very fun. I can't believe it. 50 something reactions deep and so many groups, and I feel like I'm only scratching the surface, and every time that I experience a new group for the first time, I just, I'm like, oh, I'm only surface level. Like, there's still so much more behind all this, and so there's just a great anticipation that builds up, as far as experiencing everything that's out there, but definitely a good group, very, very talented in both dance and vocal performance, and this group too, this Stone Music Entertainment group. But for as many groups as there are, I'm starting to see that there's so many different production outfits and entities too. And oh man, that's just another, you don't see much of that part of it, but it's ever present. It's always going to be there. And it's interesting to see, what you get from different production groups and different girl groups and performers. I mean, it'll be the same thing with the guy groups too. But man, it's exciting. I hope. I'm telling you, man. One day, I just might make it. Out to work with one of these production groups. You know what I mean? I just might get there, I'll start off just sweeping the floors at the end of the day if I have to, but I bet I can get in there. I bet I can. Everglow Adios, very cool, very interesting and unique track. I definitely look forward to hearing more from them. Everglow Adios.